been on here in so long. Oh, shit. Son, what's happening with it? Man, I was just thinking about you last week, man. Got tired of it, forgot to call you on everything, man. Man, you still running? Everything been good with you? Mm. Bro, man, I've been going through it lately, bro. And I'm actually considering for the first time of going from OTR to local just because I'm fed up with the BS I'm dealing with land store. Everything been cool all this time. Everything been cool, but you know, I'm finna have to tell you everything I've been going through. So I've literally had a breakdown every month since September, right? Every month. Yo, Cooler, what's happening with it? Man, I done literally had a breakdown every month since September. Literally. So I'm talking about anywhere from about 2,500 to about $700-800 breakdown, like every month. And then December, November got better. It was about $700, then $1,200 breakdown in December. And then January is where I really got hit hard. And shit, I actually been down since January just from all the different crap that I've been dealing with. But I just went and picked my truck up from the shop today, and it's like every time I got ready to expand, something happened. So then line everything up. Well, this last time I was about to purchase 2 trucks, and man, the bottom fell out. And then back in 2022, same thing. I was finna get another truck. The bottom fell out. 2021, same thing. Lost a driver, and I'm just like, you know, being leased on Landstar, they process of bringing the drive on is so strict that, you know, it's a headache. And I really don't have the time to run my own authority again. Like, I did that for probably three or 4 years, but that's a headache. That's a headache dealing with for me, because I know the full ins and outs to running your own authority. I know everything that come with it. That's why I was able to help so many people in the process. But I don't want to do that, because I will have to commit all my time to it, which means I will have to go ahead and leave the fire department, which I was willing to do at first, but I'm not now. I mean, I got 9 years and 4 months left before I retire, so I'm gonna ride it out. Man, so like I say, every month being serious breakdowns. Well, not as serious as this last breakdown, but when you having that many breakdowns and not profiting, so all the money I had stacked up, I done basically ran through every penny of it, just trying to stay afloat. The troubles actually happened, you know, before then. It actually happened back in May, when my driver had his first kid, and when he had his baby came early. And 30 days after that, his in-laws, his father-in-law and mother-in-law got into a wreck and she died, and he was in a coma for about a week, like 30 days after they had the baby. So that was the beginning of it. And, you know, like I was telling him, man, just go home and be with your family. You know what I'm saying? We'll just hit some lows here and there, but it's all good. If I have to get in the truck and run the truck, you know, I do what I gotta do. It's all good. I ain't really tripping. But during this time, I was actually planning on buying a second truck the next month when all this happened. And then I was like, well, let me hold up because I don't know what's gonna happen, you know. So I waited it out. Still had all the stuff that I had planned, turning up in Houston with my homies, and you know, we normally blow a big bag of money when we be down in Houston. Then the following month, at the end of the month, you know, me, my girl, and my kids went to Disney World. And then we was in Dallas the following month. So, flatbed, what's happening with it? Man, I'm just chilling. So then I had Phoenix trip planned. My girl took me to Cancun for my birthday. So I literally had like 5 trips planned within like less than 2 months. So of course my driver got back up and rolling, I say like July, sometime in July, August, and then September happened. Then it started all over again. Well, I still had a couple other trips planned. I canceled one. But anyway, fast forward all the way to January. My driver had a load he picked up going to Jersey. And when he was getting ready to head up, the truck broke down. So I took care of it. So I don't even remember how much I spent. It wasn't cheap, I know that. Got him back rolling, get up to Jersey, drop the load, pick up the back haul, coming back to Louisiana. 2 hours. He had been rolling for 2 hours with the bag haul. The axles on the trailer went out. So then he was loaded with an excavator. And so basically he was stuck in PA for 5 to 7 days, something like that. So they had to send somebody from the company down to PA to unload the excavator because none of us, nobody knew how to operate it. So they found another driver to repower it, bagged up to the trailer. They drove it off one into the other one. And basically the trailer had to go in the shop after that. So he was headed to Atlanta, pick up another trailer. Another driver broke down. He picked up her load going to Cali, and they just told us to keep the trailer. So that was the plan. Got to Cali. That's when all hell broke loose. So the truck needed an inspection. Me not thinking, I'm just like, dang, my bad. So me not thinking, I'm just like, all right, just get the inspection done in Cali because we could just grab something coming off the port in Long Beach and come back like we normally do. Because coming out of Long Beach, we know how to eat real good. So, sent them in to do the inspection. Boy, they set me up. So, prior to going into Cali, I already done spent about $10,000 on repairs. So, then I had just got new airlines, everything. Get in there, do the inspection. They've been doing the inspection like 4 minutes. The guy gonna tell my driver we gonna fill the inspection. So he called me. He said, man, they tell him to go and fill the inspection. I'm like, for what? He's like, man, I don't really know yet. So finally talked to the dude, and T Hill was hell with it. So then the dude tell me that the windshield cracked, the airlines need to be replaced. Jack of all content was hell with it. So, all right, that happened. So then he started telling me I need brakes, I need drums, all kind of stuff. And I knew it was set up, but I couldn't really do much about it. I mean, he's 1,600 miles away from me. So, and I was working because, you know, I'm still a fireman, so I was working. And it's hard to find people to cover your shifts. So I'm just like, all right, man, whatever. I said, let me talk to the people. So I talked to them. I'm like, man, listen, you done put my driver out of service. I was like, what's the issue? So they not want to send me pictures or nothing. So I was like, all right, just give me an estimate how much it's gonna cost to get fixed, cause I need him out y'all shop. Like, I really don't want to deal with y'all. So the dude come back. It's a TA in Barstow, California. So if you ever have issues, do not go to the TA in Barstow, California. I'm telling you, worst decision ever. Almost completely took me out of business. Like 100. I was almost completely done. So, like I say, I've been having all these breakdowns. So all my money, my savings, I've been burning through it. Luckily, I still have my fire department money that's been keeping me afloat, right? All right. So they tell me they can't give me an estimate because, yeah, man, it's dark here too. I know y'all an hour ahead of us. I'm in Louisiana. So, we on Central Time too. So, dude, the dude tell me that they can't do the repairs on the truck because I need to get a windshield replaced. So I was just like, man, y'all are a shop. What you got to do with the windshield? You have nothing to do with it. This is a TA. All right. So I was like, all right, I'll send somebody out there to replace the windshield. I just need y'all to do the work. As soon as I said that, they was like, oh, we already got a phone number for you, huh? Call this company here and they can come replace the windshield. I said, oh, so y'all getting a kickback on it. That's the whole setup, huh? So they ain't answer me. So I called the windshield company to come replace the windshield. And then I called them. I said, all right, the windshield been replaced. I need y'all to go ahead and give me an estimate to get the work done. So it took them hours to give me an estimate, right? $1,244. So I was like, all right, just go ahead and fix it because I need him out of there. Man, tell me why the next day they hit me with a bill for $2,900 and something. It was just under $3,000. So I get into an argument with them. I'm like, this is not what y'all quoted me. Oh man, that was an estimate we quoted you. I was like, no. The estimate is supposed to be almost to the dollar. This ain't it. So I end up calling Landstar corporate, calling the company TA corporate, all that. So nothing happened, of course. But anyway, well, I found out they had to send them pictures, which I found out all the stuff they put me out of service for, none of it was an out of service violation. And I'm a person that babysits my truck. So every truck I ever had, I babysit. I don't care what light come on, what is getting ready to be due for a change or oil change, anything. I babysit my equipment. So because I don't like for my drivers to break down over the road. So so I knew I ain't have no issues, right? So anyway, they put me out of service. I knew I couldn't move. I knew I was basically screwed because Landstar real strict. Like, you better not move. So anyway, I ended up paying the $3,000. So he leave. All right, keep in mind I had already gotten two of these people. So he leave. He drove from Barstow to Ontario, which I don't know, 20-minute drive, and went there for truck breakdown. So it was a air manifold that I recently replaced. Like, I just put a brand new air manifold on it. Like, man, probably, well, now this April now, so it probably had been 8 months at the time. All right, so I replaced it. You know, of course, they charge you all this labor and all the other stuff. So it was about $1,200. So then, now it's 2 loads I done canceled. I done canceled both of my bag hauls because of basically breakdowns. So the third day, or the fourth day, I get that fixed. He leave to go pick up another bag haul. Truck breakdown again. Now it's the air dryer cartridge, which I had those issues in the past with my other trucks. So on Volvo, it's supposed to be replaced every year, but I only had an issue one time, and that was like 2017. So no big deal. Well, it was a big deal because this is my third breakdown since my truck been in Cali. So it's breaking down every day. And all the breakdowns started after I got into it with the people. Now, the first breakdown wasn't really a breakdown. It was an out of service violation from what they say, but technically it wasn't. But y'all get the point. Anyway, so now I spent another $1,200 on that repair. So now it's like the 4th or the 5th day. After I get it fixed, book another load to come back home. Truck won't go in gear. So I drove to the dealership, the Volvo dealership here in Louisiana, and showed them the video because I got a relationship with them. They like, your clutch going out. All right, cool. So then I go to one of my homeboys, a diesel mechanic, show him the video. He said, your clutch going out. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got 2 reliable sources. So I get the truck tow truck company, $1,500 to tow it 6 miles, bro. And it wasn't loaded or nothing. Told him to talk to the people in the truck stop and ask them, could I pay for a reserved parking spot to drop the trailer while the truck get fixed? They say no. They wouldn't even let me pay them. So calling around the dealership saying they ain't have trailer parking. That's why I tried to do that. All right. Then the tow truck company, I found another tow truck company that said they had trailer storage, $50 a day. So I said, all right, cool. So I paid for the tow truck. They towed the trailer to their storage. I got my driver a hotel room. And, man, I don't know. It was something else I had to pay for that night. So they drop him off at the hotel, take the truck to the dealership. It took them 3 days to go ahead and start working on the truck. So they come back saying, hey, well, the clutch going out. It's connected to the transmission. We got to take the transmission out, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be $27.01 to do the diagnosis. I like, man, whatever, fix it. Because I already talked to the people at the dealership here. They told me it'll be about $4,000. No big deal, right? So they come back. It was days later. So it was about 7 days before they gave me the final estimate. They hit me up saying, hey, did you get our email? I was like, nah. They was like, well, yeah, you need to pay $9,000. I said, for what? They was like, well, you need your transmission replaced. I said, why do I need a transmission replaced? And I didn't even tell y'all to look at the transmission. I told y'all to clutch. So I get into an argument with them. Oh, that's our policy. We got to do this, blah, blah, blah. So I said, man, $9,000. They was like, well, $9,000 deposit. It's going to be $17,600 and something dollars to replace the transmission. So I was like, bro, I ain't got it. I'm tapped out. Rosemary, what's happening with it? Man, yes, sir. I appreciate it. So I was like, bro, I said, literally, I just spent 10 before the truck came to y'all. Well, actually more than that. So, 15, 12, 4, what that is? 9, fuck, I don't even remember. About 3. So I spent probably, before you made it to the dealership, probably a total of 15,000. Oh no, 15,000, something like that. Sean, what's up with it, man? Yeah. Oh, it get a lot worse, son. It get a whole lot worse. That 15,000 I'm just breaking the ice now. So, Batman, I ran through my savings, ran through it like big time. All right. Luckily, you know, my girl had my back. You know what I'm saying? She still got my back. So, man, I'm trying to turn some lights on up in this mug. Let's see. Shit, I can't even see the lights. Man, I can't even see the lights in this one. Yeah, but 15, right? Hold on. All right. So, man, I was just like, man, at this point, I done literally blew through my savings. I done blew through everything. I done had a breakdown every month since September. So 6 months straight, I done had a breakdown. I was just like, man, I got to figure out what to do. But I was like, man, I ain't got 17. I was like, bro, I done spent probably around 40,000 by this point, 30, 40,000. So I called my driver. I was like, bro, listen, man, it's over with. I'm finna have to just book you a flight home. Told him what was going on. And I was really kind of pissed because he been slacking on his pre-trips and stuff, been overlooking stuff. So he was kind of costing me money too. But overall, like, he a great driver. But, he had just kind of started slacking off like before this happened. So a lot of stuff was happening just because he wasn't doing his part either. It wasn't fully his fault, but he was costing me money too because he started dragging his feet. But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna knock him. A1 driver, A1. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta take the bad with the good. So I flew him home, and uh, so I ended up paying for him a room for a week, pay for his flight, all this, man, all that crap. But then I still had to pay all the stuff dealing with the truck. So I'm like, man, I got like $5 grand to my name. I was telling my girl, I was basically depressed, man. I just got in the bed, man. I was in the bed for like 2 days trying to figure out, because I've been in the business since 2015. I started out working for myself in trucking. I've never worked for a company, at least on the land store, but I've never worked for a company. Hit you up for sure. You got my number, don't just hit me up. So man, bro, like I went through it. So anyway, so then my girl finally was like, all right, listen. Damn, I gotta talk quick, my phone about to die. So my girl was like, all right, listen, you gotta get up. You gotta figure out what to do, because you can't just keep laying around being depressed. And you know what I'm saying? You work too hard, you build too many relationships. So some of my close homeboys, real close homeboys, started hitting me up. And they was just like, look, man, I got 1,500 for you. I got 5,000 for you. They all just started hitting me up. They like, man, listen, we done watch you build everything from start to end. You done helped too many people. Nah, it ain't going down like that. We got money. I was just like, nah, man, I don't really want to take the money, because, I don't know how long it's gonna take me to build back up. And I don't know how bad y'all need y'all money. So let me just figure it out on my own, right? So man, my girl was just willing to ride it out with me. Just like, shoot, sink with me, build with me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So now I still got other stuff going on too, like private school, tuition, all kind of stuff like that, right? So just had bought another vehicle like 2 months before all this happened. So man, just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But anyway, so I had I had called my finance company that was financing the truck, right? And I'm like, man, listen, I don't owe y'all but like probably like $9,000, right? Well, I thought it was like $4,000, but apparently the contract was longer than what I thought. So I owe y'all $9,000. I said, listen, I ain't never been late on the payment or nothing. Everything automatic draft. I don't owe nobody, like literally nobody. My corporate accounts paid in full, credit cards paid, everything, right? So I'm just like, man, listen, let me plug this phone up. Dang, I hope it don't connect to the truck. Let me see. God dang it. Can y'all still hear me? Everything good? Y'all can hear me? Give me a thumbs up or something. Can y'all hear me? Somebody tell me if y'all can hear me or not. Alright, I'm hoping y'all can hear me. So anyway, so I had dealt with my other bank in the process. A dude that used to be my banker at a different bank. He was with Regions, but he with another bank, right? So I don't want to tell y'all what bank it is, just due to the fact that some stuff happened. So, all right, and y'all have to email me if y'all want to know what bank it is. But anyway, I hit him up, told him what was going on. Appreciate it, Mike. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna take care of you. I got you. So sent him everything he needed me to do. So the plan was, because I had basically what I told him is, I said, if I can get a second truck, I can pick up where I left off at, and I can just fix my other truck in the process. Everything good, no big deal, right? So my first finance company denied me, which I was pissed, because I was like, I couldn't understand. Because I showed the revenue, like, made real good money, like really good money, more than what most people making. All right, good money, credit good. I had secondary income, and I don't want to speak about the dollar amount, but it was real good too. So I literally had everything in place why I couldn't be denied, right? First finance company denied me, and I'm just like, man, I just can't even understand why, because everything good. I do good business. So then, anyway, talked to the bank. told them what the deal was. So it was like, all right, cool. Push the paperwork on to the second person. Cool. Push the paperwork to the third person. So then now it's dragging his feet. So I'm telling my girl, like, man, I think they gonna deny me. She was like, ain't no way they gonna deny you. You like, your paperwork is immaculate. So nah, you good. So, all right, so one of the guys from the bank called me, and then he started questioning me. He was like, well, how did you make so much money? It was like he got offended because I make way more money than him. So it was like he was pissed, right? So I answered all these questions. I'm like, man, I just gotta just go with the little play because I really need to get a second truck and this line of credit and everything. So the plan was to refinance my truck for what I owe, give me the money to pay off my credit cards because I've been maxing my cards out trying to keep the business afloat, and get a second truck to pick up where I left off. So that was the plan, right? When it got to the third person at the bank, it got denied. So I couldn't understand why. So I called the first person I was dealing with, which he was over. He like the chief commercial officer. So he is the third person in charge over the bank. But like I said, I've been doing business with these people for years. So I already knew, and I know the vice president of the bank too. So I got introduced to him through my fiance because she an accountant. So she do CPA work, she do all that, right? So a lot of these people I had met through her, but I already knew a lot of people through my parents too. So golly, these kids, man. Anyway, all right, so I hit him up and I told him, hold on. You good? You good? All right. So I told him what was going on. I said, hey, man, they denied me, blah, blah, blah. Man, I appreciate your help anyway. So he was like, what you mean they denied you? I was like, man, they denied me. He was like, why? I was like, well, I don't really know why. And so he was like, all right. So it was after 5 p.m. So he stayed over. He said, man, I'm going to figure out what's going on. So he hit me up and he was like, man, we was going to use the equity in your truck to basically give you the line of credit. So I was like, man, you know what? Don't worry about it. Appreciate it. Me and my girl, we just going to go to the dealership and we just going to get another truck tomorrow. Well, he know what kind of money the both of us make. So he was like, nah, man, don't worry about it. I'm going to help you. So I was like, all right, bet. So he hit me up the next day. Man, listen. All right, let me give y'all some examples so y'all can understand how I was discriminated against. Anytime you do business, I'm sure all y'all know, y'all got trucks and stuff. Anytime you do business, they want to see 2 years of tax returns on your business. If you're gonna buy a house, they want to know if you've been on your business, your job 24 months. If you had bankruptcy, you filed for Chapter 7, Chapter 13, it's stay on your credit for like 7 years. So all this, I'm just giving y'all some examples so y'all can understand. Tell me why these people dug through my credit, my whole report for over 12 years. So this third dude was trying to find a reason to deny me. That's how bad he wanted to deny me, right? Because he had no other good reason to deny me. So he Sandra, hey, how you doing? So he dug through that and he made up a reason to deny me, right? Now, keep in mind, I got over $250,000 just in my retirement alone. It's just one of my retirements, one of them. So I got $250,000 in it. I got other stuff going on too. So they had no reason. Good. That's good. They had no reason to deny me, right? So anyway, he told me, man, they done pulled student loans up that I thought was completely paid off. I'm like, bro, I got letters from these people saying I paid. What was 2 other student loans I had? I'm just showing you how petty this dude was. One of the student loans I only owed like $100 and something, and the other one was like $6 something. So total like $800. So I called student loan on the phone with EP for 3 hours, paid them, got a letter showing they paid, sent it in to the bank. And I'm like, bro, I don't owe nobody nothing. Right? So he was like, all right, I'm going to help you, man. Don't worry about it. Just stick with me. I'm going to help you. Dug through all that. In the end, everything ended up getting reversed. So they ended up giving me a line of credit for bigger than what I requested for. I got my truck refinanced. Now I didn't get the second truck, but literally everything got reversed. So the guy that denied me, he called me back and he was like, "Hey man, well, it looks like we gonna get you approved. I just had everything wrong. The well, your profit, man, I thought it was your debt. All this other stuff, right?" So I already knew the dude was racially discriminating against me because he was pissed because I was black and I was making way more money than him. So he was mad, and he basically said it word for word, you know. So I already knew it was happening. Everybody telling me to file a lawsuit, all this other stuff. Man, I didn't really want to deal with that. I'm like, man, I just need to get back rolling. I need to get my business back together. So, don't worry about it. And a lot of people pissed at me because I win. But yeah, dude, racist, straight up. Like, if he ain't, he displayed a whole lot of racist actions. You know what I'm saying? And from what I heard, some other black people that had the same experience with him, which was told to me after my incident with him. But anyway, I really don't want to put his name out there just because the other people over him, like I'm locked in with him. I'm locked in with the vice president of the bank and everything. So I really don't want to put sons. I know it. It sucks that we still dealing with stuff like this in 23. But yeah, like, man, it sucks big time. So in the process, it took a month for something that should have took a week and a half. It took a whole month. All right. So now that everything get approved, I get on the phone. I call the dealership in California where my truck was, and first I found, because I already knew it was going to cost me about $15,000-$16,000 to tow my truck from California back to Louisiana. So I knew I needed to get it shipped on a lowboy. All right. So I found a heavy haul company. It was man, what is the name of this? Kerr, Kerr, Kerr Trucking. Real good trucking company. If you need to use them for anything, hey man, this company jam up, like straight up. They treated me wonderful. So Kerr Trucking Company out of Fontana, California, A1 company. If you're broke on here and you're looking for a company, Kerr Trucking. So anyway, called them up, called the tow truck company, and told them, I was like, how much you gonna charge me to load my truck on a lowboy? Just hook up to it, bag it on a lowboy. Bam, they told me $450, all that, right? It was on a Monday. So I was like, cool. Booked flights that day for me and my fiance, booked us flights. She paid for the rental car, the hotel. I took care of everything else. And so booked it for Tuesday. I'm finna have a new baby too. So, my oldest will be 18 this year, and I'm finna have a new baby. So anyway, so we left the doctor's appointment. It was the next day, Tuesday. Left the doctor's appointment and drove straight to Dallas to get on the plane. Had a whole nother experience with that. Flights overbooked, right? So tell me why they tell us that, thank you. They split us up, right? At the last second. They said, hey, this flight full, only one of y'all can get on this flight, and then the other one gonna have to get on the next flight. And they was like, you gotta make a decision right now. You got 2 minutes, this door gonna close. So now I'm panicking. I'm just like, man, she pregnant. I can't split up. All this other stuff. So she like, well, you need to go because you got all these people waiting on you in California, right? So now I'm panicking. So I'm just like, all right, well, she got family in Dallas. I do too. So, what's up, son? So I was just like, all right. She was like, you just go. You just go. So I go in, turn around, give her the keys to the truck. Now I leave, get on the plane. So now I'm on the plane panicking because the rental car in her name, the hotel in her name, everything in her name. So I'm literally on the plane panicking. And I'm texting my aunt because she live in L.A. So I'm texting her and my fiance. I'm like, hey, we got to split up, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I don't have a ride. I don't have hotel information. I literally have nothing. Glover, man, appreciate it. So I was like, man, I really don't know what to do. So they like, just calm down. So I'm still texting my fiance like, man, please get on the next plane. Please. I'm begging you to get on the plane. Because she was like, she was going to go to grandmother's house. So by the time I land, soon as the wheels touch the ground, like, we still going down the runway. I turn my phone on. I'm just like, hey, I just landed. Are you getting on the plane? She like, yeah, I'm finna board on the plane now. Called my aunt. She was like, I'll be there in 45 minutes. So all this. In the process, it was a lady on the plane with her knees in my back, beating on the seat. This is a grown lady. The lady got to be like 40, between 40 and 43. And for some reason, she picked me to bother me. So I dealt with that for 3 hours, 3-hour flight of her just harassing the crap out of me. And I wanted to lose my freaking mind on this plane. And then, you know, I'm really pissed because I'm thinking the guy that's sitting next to her husband, which I found out it wasn't. But I really wanted to beat this dude up because I'm saying to myself, like, man, check your wife, man. She's steady harassing me. But anyway, nothing happened with that. But yeah, it was a miserable flight. I get there. My aunt is about to pull up. So my lady texting me and she's saying, hey, I'm trying to get you approved on this rental car, all this stuff here. And it's like 8 at night. So we rented the car through Turo. So finally, man, it done took 45 minutes to get all this. I got everything situated right before a plane took off. My aunt pull up, we get the car, boom. She followed me to Fontana, straight to the dealership. The dealership closed at 10 at night. I get to Fontana to the dealership. The truck driver, yeah, it made me wish I can afford to fly private. And it got worse. I'm gonna tell you, it got a whole lot worse than that too. Everything I'm telling y'all got worse and worse and worse. So now, we get to the dealership. The truck driver that's hauling my truck back is already there. So I talked to him. He like, yeah. I said, well, yeah, you taking my truck back. So we go in. I talked to the lady. Yes. And the lady was like, oh, yeah, I'm the person you've been talking to, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, I just want to get my truck. Hey, I want to pay y'all what I owe y'all, and let me just get my truck and go. They're like, oh, no. They was like, yeah, it don't work like that. Well, we got more fees. I was like, what you mean more fees? So they got what they call a box out fee. So it's called TEC, T-E-C. That's the Volvo and Mack dealership in Fontana, California. Stay away from these people. I'm telling you, stay clear away from these people. They're going to get over on you, right? So, anyway, I get there. They like, oh, we got more fees. Well, I say, listen, I don't want y'all to do no work. I don't have almost $18,000 to give you. I was like $17,600 something. I said, I don't have it. So, I was like, I can afford to pay you for the diagnostics, the 2701, but that's it. That's all I have. So the lady was telling me, oh no, we got what's called a box out fee and all this other crap. Really, it's really nothing. They just got my transmission went out, right? Allegedly. Well, it did. So I don't know if they swapped my transmission out with somebody else or what. I don't know what they did. But anyway, they put it on a crate. And that's what they call box out fee. They're going to charge you 2 more hours for that, right? So anyway, I was like, all right, I pay the box out fee, the 2 hours of labor. I just need my truck. So I go out and tell the truck driver, say, hey, the lady telling me they might have it ready at 12 tonight, blah, blah, blah. He's like, man, F that, man, let's go find your truck. So me and the truck driver going around the dealership trying to find my truck. It's a huge place. We can't find it. Every truck there, they take, if whatever you say wrong with it, they take that part out of the truck and sit it on the back of the truck. And that's how they get you. So stay away from the TEC dealership in Fontana, California. So one of the guys, mechanics, see us. Yeah, definitely. Donnell, hey, listen, do not go there, bro. So the dude see us. He come out, roll up on us in the van. What y'all doing? I said, hey, man, I'm looking for my truck. And I told him what was going on. He's like, yeah, you got to pay a box out fee. I said, yeah, the lady told me. So me and the truck driver go back to the front. As we get to the front, the lady called on my phone saying, yeah, we're not going to have you ready today. Well, it's going to be tomorrow. And before I left out the office, she was like, yeah, you didn't have to pop up on us. We could have did business on the phone. I was like, nah, it ain't been working over the phone. Yeah, you didn't have to pop up. So she got offended that I even showed up to the dealership to get my own truck, right? So the truck driver was like, yeah, man, well, he said, I'm here, I'm going to spend the night here, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you told my boss that you was paying with a cashier's check, so we need to check before we get loaded. I was like, it's cool, I understand, I drive trucks, same thing. I'm not loading if I ain't going to get paid. So I had to give him $6,700 to ship my truck back, right? But it get worse. So anyway, next morning I meet him up there, I give them the check, and then the next morning I meet them up there and go back in, talk to the people. And they was like, oh, yeah, man, it'll be 2 hours before we can have the truck ready. Like, it was a whole bunch of crap. So I was like, yeah, they told me. Well, I tell the truck driver, he's like, man, I'm finna walk over here and see. As we having this conversation, within minutes, they was pulling my truck out of the bay with the transmission on the crate, everything on the crate, and they was pulling it out. Now they trying to charge me 2 hours of something that was already ready to go. But hey, that's their policy. I need my truck, so I'm just gonna pay it. So now it was like $3,000, right? So now the tow truck company I had lined up, they're not answering the phone. So I just started calling around a bunch of tow truck companies. Well, some of them wasn't even answering. Some of them was saying, it'll be $800. I said, $800 for the. I said, one of your truck was just here, just pulled out of the parking lot a couple minutes ago. You mean tell me he finna pull back in the parking lot, hook up to the front, bag it on low boy, you gonna charge me $800? Nah, I'm good. So another tow truck driver called me back, and I was like, well, which one is this? And he told me what it was. And I can't prove it, but I suspect them to be, those are the people who hacked me. But I can't prove it, right? Because I got hacked. A few days ago, I got hacked for $4,000. Anyway, so they get my, the guy called me. It's cool, hope you see his ways. Yeah, man, cool it, bro. Man, I've been going through it, bro. These people, man, I'm telling you, besides, I can tell you this here, my truck ain't made no money in forever, and I still, I've been out of about 50,000. 50,000. Yeah, that's cash and credit. 50,000 gone. It's probably a lot more than that, but $50,000 gone, right? So, man, the fire department, the only thing really been keeping me afloat in my lady, really. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we was expanding. We was just about to open another business right before this happened, right? Not a trucking business, but we was about to open a whole nother business before that. So, man, yeah, I've been going through it, man. Let me stay on tab. I'm trying to think, man, because, so anyway, God tell me, yeah, dirty game, real dirty game. So I found the guy called me back. He said like $300. I was like, all right, bet, pull up. We already ready to go. So the guy pulled up, bagged it on top of onto the low boy. I paid the dealership the $3,000. I paid the tow truck company like $300. So now when we get it loaded, I'm helping the driver secure everything. Then I look up, I'm just like, bro, how tall is this? So he's like, I don't know, let's measure it. Man, we was 15 and a half feet tall. And it was on the low boy, cause I got a raised roof Volvo. It's a double sleeper. So my truck on the low boy was 15 and a half feet tall. So now I'm just like, bro, how tall are the bridges out here? He's like, about 15 foot. So I was like, oh man. So now I'm panicking again, right? Yeah, I know. So I'm panicking. I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I was like, man, I know I'm finna be out more money, but I don't know how much. So I'm telling my lady, I said, man, I hope it don't cost me more than another $1,000, because now you finna have to get escorts and everything. So the guy company telling him was like, just take all this stuff off. We're like, we can't. It's a raised roof. So I'm like, yeah. Oh, it gets worse than this. It gets even worse. It keep getting worse. The more I talk, the worse it get. So so his company tell him, like, hey, go to the tire shop, see if they can take the tires off and put it like on a crate. So we drove around a couple blocks to the tire shop, and we get in there, and I'm looking up. It looked like he was finna completely peel the top off. I'm blowing the horn, he can't even hear me. And I mean, it like centimeters. It barely missed it by centimeters at the top, right? So we get out, they talking to him, and then the guys at the shop like, man, you crazy. If we take this off, take the tires off and try to sit it on crates on the deck, you're gonna crush the skirts on the side. And I look, and I was like, man, they right. This ain't gonna work either. So we trying to think of everything we can. Nothing. Yes, it definitely would have been a convertible. So nothing is working out. So his company called him back and said, man, y'all got to figure out how to get the height down to 15 feet. And you still going to need an escort with a pole. And you're going to have to get permits for California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana. All right. So man, so they come back with the price another $1,500. So now I gotta give them another $1,500 on top of the $6,700. So I followed him to a truck stop. We the little valve stem thing, we dumped the air out of the tires, right? And it dropped it to 15 feet even. So now they approved the permits. So, but I still gotta pay for the escort. I still gotta pay for that. I'm like, bro, my bank isn't out here. I moved all my money from the major bank to the credit union because they're the ones that's been helping me. So I was like, I can give y'all the credit card to put on file, and I can just give you another cashier's check when I get there. So the truck driver guy was like, man, this dude's solid, blah, blah, blah. So let's just go with it, right? So they was like, all right, cool. Sherman, what's happening with it? So they was like, all right, cool, let's do that. And they told him, they said, don't unload until we pay. I said, man, cool, I'm fine with that. So now they leave. So now I'm like, all right, I'm calm. When it hung out a little bit, my flight was supposed to leave the next day. See, man, show what's happening with it. So now, oh man, it gets worse and worse and worse, bro. So now, we hung out that day. We was supposed to fly out on Thursday, right? And I had some plans for this Saturday. I'm gonna leave them details out. Oh, yo, what's up, man? Yo, Chris, I didn't even know you were tuned in. So, all right, so that happened, right? So we get to the airport, 8 o'clock in the morning. So as we go in, we're missing the flight to go back to Dallas. So they tell us, all right, next flight, right? Now we're on standby. So the next flight. So we waited, and the flight, I can't remember what happened. So they tell my fiance, they like, all right, we got a seat for you on the flight. So I was like, hey, so what about me? So it's like, well, the flight's full. They was like, everything going to Dallas is full, right? And then when you go on all the flights, whatever airline it is, if it's American Airlines, Delta, like every single flight going to Dallas was full for some reason, right? So, and this was in Ontario, California. So I go down to the front desk and I was like, hey, if I book another flight, I said, is it gonna bump my lady off the flight? Because that's not what I want to do if I just pay for another flight. So he finally understood what I was saying after about 15 minutes of explaining. So he's like, yeah, you're gonna bump off the flight. I was like, I don't want to do that. So he said, well, I can fly you into Phoenix and I fly you from Phoenix to Dallas. I was like, man, whatever. As long as I don't bump off the flight, I'm cool. He give me the ticket, tell me to run. So I take off running. Gotta wait through the TSA crap again. Get to the desk. They're like, all right, we already shut the door. You can't get on this flight. So now I'm like pissed again. So I walk back over there to my lady. I'm just like, man, this flight canceled on me, right? And so now all the flights going to Dallas delayed because they had a tornado going into Dallas. So they kept delaying. Finally, they canceled all the flights. This was, hold on, let me turn the light back on. So now they cancel all the flights going to Dallas. Man, what the heck, bro? Hold on, let me turn this light back on. Oh, man. I gotta figure out how to turn the light on. So now they cancel all the flights. This is on Thursday from there, Ontario, California, Dallas until Saturday. So now we were stuck out there until Saturday. We already turned the rental car in, hotel. We checked out the hotel, everything. And we had something planned for Saturday. So now I'm panicking like, man, what the heck to do? So I was like, man, she walking around. And we had literally just talked to the doctor, and the doctor was like, man, what I don't want to happen is her to go in labor early in California. Now y'all stuck in California for months. So now all is going through my mind. I feel horrible because I feel like I drug her out of the house to go with me. Man, hey, bro, coming back to Jamaica, stuck there for 3 more days. Man, it gets worse. This the thing. It just kept getting worse. Man, we was at the airport for 12 hours, man. So I was like, man, I'm just finna book us some more flights on Delta Airline out of LAX going to Dallas. But they still didn't have one till like late night, Friday night was still gonna be Saturday morning. So, man, I'm going crazy in my head because I was just like, I know, right, son? I was like, man, I do not want her to have my baby out here in California. This is horrible. This is the worst of the worst of the worst. So my aunt drove down from LA and picked us up. We spent the night at her house. Man, she told me, she was like, you snored all night. Cause when I got there, I was so wore, I just crashed. I probably was at her house maybe a total of 15 minutes from the time I walked in the door till I was out. In the process of all this, man, I had a toothache and my back was in pain on top of all this, and it rained the whole time we was in California. Oh, man, like, oh my goodness, I was going through it. I was freaking depressed, stressed, everything. I'm telling you, toothache and back pain, and I'm going through all this stuff, man. So then I turned around and spent like another $850. I booked us flights. And so my aunt took us like Friday night to the airport. So once we got on the plane, I calmed down. And then the flights coming out of LAX was full too. So we was on the same plane this time, but we still got split up. So we was sitting on 2 different areas of the plane in the middle seat, cramped in the middle seat. So landed in Dallas, and she kept asking me, like, you gonna be all right to drive back to Shreveport? So it was like 3-hour drive, something like that. So we had a 3-hour flight, then a 3-hour drive home. I was like, yes, I want to get home so bad, yes. So we land in Dallas, jumped right in the car, and drove back home, made it home. Oh no, my stepdaughter said we made it in about 3:45, 3:55 a.m. or something like that. Man, it's good as you humble dude. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm telling you, 5 airports in LA. Man, I was panicking so bad, man. Like I couldn't even think clearly because so much was going on at one time that I just flat out couldn't even think clearly. Then the kids started texting us, hey, when y'all getting back home? All this stuff, man. So luckily, teenagers, the oldest two, both of the oldest two, are about to be 18. So the only one wasn't there was my 5-year-old. She was with her mom. So I was just like, oh man. So make it back. She was down there 4 in the morning. Had to be back up at 6 in the morning for some business I had to take care of, and then got back, went back to sleep after that. And 2 hours later, the driver called me, was saying like he was in Shreveport. Oh, let me go back on that. So I called the driver to give him an update that we were stuck in California for 2 more days. Now he panicking. He said, hey, man, this is my only load for the week. And if I don't get this load off in time, then I'm going to go another week without a check. Well, I drive trucks too. So now I'm the pressure really on now. So I was just like, man, I got to get home, help this dude get unloaded, because this dude got to get paid. Like, he got to get a paycheck from his company. So all this pressure on me, right? I feel like I'm being tugged from 8 different ways. So anyway, headed up to the dealership to go meet him. Calling all these tow truck companies. I live in Shreveport, Louisiana. So I'm calling all these tow truck companies, right? Man, these people talking about $700 and something and all. I said, just for the hook up to the truck and drag it off of the low boy? Like, you ain't got to tow it nowhere. You just pulling it off. Literally, that's it. So, waited one of the tow truck companies called me back, told me like $450 or something. I was like, all right, cool. So actually, he ended up showing up a couple hours later. He told me 412, and I told him the tires need to be aired back up and everything, right? So he get there, he like, man, the tires the bees, so I can't air this up. You need to call the tire guy. So now I'm trying to call tire companies on the weekend, like roadside assistance, like Love Truck Stop, stuff like that. I'm like, we ain't got no truck to send you. So I got a couple tire guys I use in the city calling them. Neither one of them available because they both tied up. So now I'm panicking again. And I got a dentist appointment at 12 o'clock. So I'm like, man, I got to go. So once the tow truck showed up, he said, man, I could just hook up and drag it off while the tire's flat like that and just pull in the parking spot. I said, all right, cool. Whatever you got to do, let me pay you right quick because I got to go to the dentist. So I paid him. I left them at the dealership, went to the dentist, got taken care of, and everybody got paid. Monday morning, I go back up there, and they have a new person working there. So she was there. I talked to her and everything, but she never even checked it in the system. So it had been there for days and wasn't even checked in. So I knew some of the other people. I told them, I was like, hey, I never got an email saying the truck was checked in. So they was like, all right, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. So now they called me like on a Friday, said, hey, man, this transmission is jacked up. I said, I told him what was going on. He said, hey, I don't know if this original transmission got or not, but the transmission jacked up, and you got to get the clutch replaced too, right? So I'm just like, all right, man, whatever. So he was like, man, it's gonna be $10,500. I said, for everything? He's like, yeah, it's transmission and clutch. I said, with taxes? He's like, yeah. I said, well, go ahead and fix it. They was trying to charge me almost $18,000 in California for the same thing. So he's like, yeah. He was like, all right, we'll take care of it for you, right? So they got it taken care of. They called me when it was ready. Hey, man, your truck ready. So I go up there to get it. They was like, man, did you know the check engine light was on? I was like, nah. I said, well, I don't want to take it. Y'all need to figure out what's wrong with it. And it was like, all right, cool. So then they called me back like a couple days later. There was something going on with the DEF system again. I forgot exactly what he told me, but it was something need to be replaced. So he said, all right, man, I already talked to the boss man about it. So normally, let me tell y'all this here. Anytime you get major repairs like that, these dealerships want you to pay half of the price of whatever your repair. So if your repair $20,000, they want you to pay $10,000 up front just to make sure you got the money, because they don't want to take a big loss. But like I say, I got a relationship with these people. I've bought 5 trucks from this dealership. So it's like, hey, I'm going to talk to the boss. You ain't got to pay no deposit or whatever. So you good. So I never even paid a deposit for them to do the work. So anyway, they called me after they did the transmission. That's when I found out the check engine light was on. Go up there and they tell me it was something wrong with the DEF. So it's supposed to be like a little over $1,000 for the additional fees, right? So I'm thinking I'm finna go up to the dealership and pay $1,018 and like 13 cents or something today. I get up to the dealership today to go pick the truck up. It was, instead of being $11,018.30, it was $11,813 and like 11 cents. So they had the numbers all wrong. So I wasn't expecting to pay another $800 on top of it. And literally a couple days ago is when the $4,000 got hacked from me, hacked out my account. So I already took a big hit like that, and this happened, and my child support payment come out, and the school tuition is about to come out, and I still got all my personal bills, and the gas company here, because we don't have no competition companies like in Texas. They got like, if you want electric, N-type utility, they got like 3 different companies you can use. Here, they got everything so rigged around here. There's one company for everything. So They done went up, and I had to pay like a $400 deposit for some new system, some new crap they got going on. So basically, they hit me with a $723 gas bill, and the only thing gas in my house is the hot water heater. Literally nothing, everything electric. So I've been catching the blues every direction I turn. Somebody has been ripping me off for money, and it's hundreds or thousands of dollars at one time. Literally, it's just like everybody you can imagine is steady just hitting me for money over and over and over and over and over. So I've been catching the blues, man. Yes, yeah, I've been catching it. I still been good. Yeah, Sandra. Oh man. And but I just try not to worry about it too much because I don't want to get depressed. Now, with this being said, every time in the past something happened, uh, something happened like this, yeah, Chris, bro, man, I've still been able to like work my overtime shifts on the fire department, and that's how I still float, right? Because like one overtime shift for me is like $864 for one shift, right? For overtime. For sure, Chris, for sure. Well, when all this happened, when my truck went down, when all this happened, they cut out all the overtime because they said they blew the budget, the overtime budget. The overtime budget for the year was like 300 and something thousand. I think they said they was like at 1.8 million in overtime only. Oh, for sure, I'm bounce back. So they blew the budget and they just cut overtime overnight. So I didn't even have the overtime money to help me like normally. Normally I have the overtime money to help me. Yes, ma'am. And I ain't even had that. Literally, it's like everything stopped at one time. Now, I'm still getting my normal pay or whatever the case may be. And that's how I'm still able to pay my bills at my house and everything like that. And my lady make a lot of money because she own her own business too. And she got tons of... Basically what she say, her best clients are her clients that own trucking companies because they don't like to do paperwork and they always got money to pay their bills. Now she got tons of clients. She got a lot of millionaire clients. She got daycare owners, restaurant owners, city council members. So she do their bookkeeping, she do their business taxes, all their CPA work in all 50 states. So she got clients everywhere. But the ones she deal with the most are the truck drivers because they the easiest to work with because they're not a headache, right? And they love her because she basically saved them a lot of money. A lot of truck drivers, right? So since everybody digging in your pockets, they try to cut corners when it come down to paying taxes and stuff like that. But tons of them get screwed over by people, so she literally had to go back. Like one of her clients had been getting screwed since 2014. They owed it like, I think she was told me like, if I can remember right, because I don't, her business. I don't really deal with her business. But I think she told me like these people owed like either 1.2 or 2.1 million dollars in taxes. And when she went back through their stuff all the way since 2014, she realized whoever their tax preparer was just completely screwed them, like completely screwed their paperwork over. So she had to go back for like 9 years and fix all their stuff, and then they ended up paying like 200 and some thousand in taxes instead of like this $2.1 million. And they literally had none of they per diems, nothing. Literally, it was nothing. They just seen the numbers and put it in the system. That's what most CPAs do. They look at whatever you present, look at your paperwork, and plug the numbers in and charge you. And they literally did not do work. They didn't go through your paperwork with a fine-tooth comb. They didn't do none of that. And so all her clients, especially truckers, they love her because she keep them from going broke. But yeah, but that's what happened when you cut corners. But anyway, let me get back on subject. What part was I on? Basically, I got screwed out a lot of money, a whole lot of money. And like I say, I just spent 11,000. Matter of fact, I got my paperwork. What the heck did I do with the paper? I just spent oh man, y'all can't see this. Hopefully. Oh man, can y'all please see this? I hope y'all can. $11,813.01. I just paid this a few hours ago. Dang, y'all can't see that? I know it sucks. It's dark out here though. Hold on, let me see something. So this is what I just paid a few hours ago. But this dealership, man, they've been so good to me over the years. Like literally, over the years, they've been wonderful to me. Because I've even had bills with them in the past from breakdowns. Sometimes $5,000 bills, $8,000 bills. But I do so much business with them, and I bring them customers too. And it's been times where like I might have like a $8,000 bill, and they might tell me to pay them like $4,800. So they've been wonderful to me. Fee paying independent contractor can speak some calls, but not address. Hey man, like bro, so much stuff that hit me lately that my fiance keep telling me it must be something greater that's finna happen. It's gotta be something greater because I ain't never seen nobody get hit this hard at one time. Yeah, man, I was going through all this. When I was going through all this, I found out I was finna have another baby. All kind of stuff. Bro, I'm telling you, all kind of stuff. Man, it's a whole lot of personal stuff that's been happening since all this happened too. So we was looking for another house. Man, we was looking for another house. I was actually finna buy 2 other trucks. Man, I had all this stuff planned. Like, I had planned for all this stuff, right? And then, boom, everything hit me at one time. And I used to tell her that I didn't want to stretch myself too thin because with trucking, you have so many up and downs in trucking. But, like I say, I've been working for myself since 2015, and I've never been hit this hard. Never, ever. And I done had all kind of stuff. I done had drivers had wreck in my truck, burn the whole load up. Like right in front of, not, so like 600 feet from the receiver. 600 feet, not a mile, not 2 miles, 600 feet from the receiver, burn the whole load up. So not only the truck that ran the whole load to the receiver, burn up in front of the receiver, I ain't get paid for that. I done had a whole bunch of crap go on with that because the guy that my driver got into a wreck with, the state trooper and the sheriff in that town knew him. It was a small town, Paris, Texas, and the guy hit my driver and they pulled him out of the truck. He was trapped. They pulled him out. Truck was on fire, and they saved the dude's life, but they never gave the dude a ticket. They tried to pin it on me. Just, Mom, what's happening with it? Man, it is, but at the end of the day, trucking is definitely worth it. Trucking. Hey, that's my boy Marv. Marv done literally been with me. Marvin been with me from the time I bought my first truck. He went to Dallas with me to buy my first truck in 2015. And he missed work that day because of me. Because that truck broke down. After I left the lot with it, my first truck was used. Soon we left the lot, we didn't even drive a mile. It broke down. It broke down before we can get on the interstate. I bought it at Arrow Truck Sales in Dallas. So be cautious with them too. Yeah. Marv been down me from start to end. So this one of my homeboys that I told y'all when I was going through all that. He's like, man, I got 1,500, 2,000 or something. I got this for you, man. You can't lose your business, man. You got to keep going. So one of my other homeboys, his name Valentino, same thing, called me. I'm trying, I don't know. I think he told me probably had like 5,000 for me or something. Yeah, Arrow Truck Sales. Yeah, definitely. That's it. My first truck ever, 2015, it broke down as soon as I left the lot. Literally, before I pulled out, turned one street, went down and finna get on the interstate, the truck broke down on me. So, yeah. Yeah, but my homeboys, they see me going through it and they just like, nah man, we can't let you go out like that. So if you need some, let me know. But yeah, my homies came to the rescue like with thousands of dollars, like, hey man, listen, we got you. You good for it, don't even worry about it. But like I say, you know, I'm just like, man, I gotta figure it out on my own. I got to figure it out on my own. Because you think about if I wouldn't have learned a lot of stuff I learned. Like, that was my first time ever getting a line of credit. And if I would have let somebody bail me out, like my homies, I would have never even knew what it takes to even get a line of credit. Even knowing how to recover when you get racially discriminated against when it comes down to business, I wouldn't have learned a lot of stuff. So I learned a lot. With all this happening to me, I learned a whole lot. And I think that's why I've been in the business for so long, because every time stuff happens, I don't fold. I just push through it, and I'm able to help other people out, you know, and build new relationships, build new connections, and, you know, keep everybody going. So I've helped a lot of people build a lot of successful trucking companies, not just trucking companies, other business too, just from what I've been through and what I've learned, and tell them what to stay away from and who to look out from. And anytime somebody telling you some stuff, hey man, can they show you in black and white? Can they show you on paperwork? If they can't show you, do not listen to them. I don't care if this is your uncle. I don't care who it is. They could be blood related to you. If they can't show you in black and white, do not listen to these people. They need to show you. You don't want to just hear the good. You want to hear all the bad too, man. The chance send me the text lady info. Yeah. Y'all can look up her information too. It's Royal Holdings Group. ROYALE. ROYALE. Royal Holdings Group. Is in Shreveport. But send me an email. Soon as I get out this live, send me an email. It's info INFO News NEWS Mario MARIO at Yahoo. Info News Mario at Yahoo. Info News Mario at Yahoo. INFO NEWS MARIO. And yeah man, so like I say man, she introduced me to a lot of people. Really think big truck business push on the opposite out. See, hey, that happens, but it's more owner operators out here than the big truck companies. So if they stick together, they'll win in the end, because at the end of the day, the big truck companies have to have truck drivers to come work for them. So even if they push the small guys out of the way, they still got to have somebody to come work for them. If nobody go work for them, guess what? They're going to go under too. And you seeing a lot of that. A lot of big trucking companies, they shutting down because of the owner ops or doing their own thing. Everybody want to be their own boss today. Nobody want to be controlled like a robot. And I'm with it, because this whole country was built off people having a bunch of small businesses. At the end of the day, you need options. If you ain't got options, then you just a robot. Period. You a robot. So, hey, if y'all need help with anything, y'all already know. Y'all send me an email. Y'all know I give y'all my number. Man, like I say, I met a lot of people when it comes to business. Shippers, receiving shippers, they're in the same category. Just private guys that looking for trucks. People need trucks all the time. Because I'm going to give you an example. All right. The big talk, like Amazon, right? Everybody go to Amazon. Oh man, Amazon got lows, they got lows. Everybody run over to Amazon. Well, all these people with these smaller companies that ain't big as Amazon, they still need freight move. So when everybody running over there, all these small time people that need freight move, I go to these small time people and I name my price. Cause guess what? I'm the only one you can rely on. Everybody else going to Amazon and all these other big companies. So, you know, I get way better rates than these people getting. I get way better lows than these people getting. Because everybody keep going. When everybody go left, I go right. I don't do what everybody else do. That's why I've been in the business for so long. I'm not a follower. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a follower. And like I say, even as far on the broker side, I got brokers I'm cool with. Hit them up. Hey, listen, I just spoke with this person here. They need this, and this move. They ship this many loads out a week, blah, 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 for to make the connection. And I done plugged people in. I done gave brokers direct contracts before. Exactly. I done gave, because once I stopped brokering freight, and really, the reason I stopped because I got too much going on. Now I could have kept going. I could have went out of other countries, but man, it's a headache when you constantly going out the contracts over and over and over and over and over, and somebody constantly cutting your throat. So I had a really good contract, really good contract. Heavy haul. I was moving 5K, 10K excavators, track holes, seals and lifts. I was moving all kind of stuff and broken it out. And I probably posted load on Lowboy twice. Raise my own goods to be a leader. That's right, Sandra. That's right. Same thing. I had these conversations with my kids. Man, my kids sitting there. I tell them book their own doctor's appointment, and if they ask where the parent, I'm right here. Hey, I'm gonna show y'all how to pay these bills. Let me show y'all how to do. Basically, if you're gonna start a business, you need this much money to operate. Okay, boom, you made this big profit. Don't get to smile and be happy. Now you gotta reinvest this money back in your business. I don't hide nothing from my kids. I still got my first paycheck from when I was 18 or 19. My first job here. And it was a slap in the face. After 2 weeks of working, my paycheck was $450. And I talked to my kids about that $450 paycheck every day. I don't go 2 days without talking to them about that $450 paycheck. Cause I remember that. That was 2004. And I ain't gonna never forget that. That paycheck is what made me go to college. That paycheck is what made me start my own business and work hard. That paycheck is what got me to where I am right now. $450 is trash. And I tell them that the lifestyle we live as a whole, or individual with these cheerleader stuff, football, all that, you cannot afford that off a $450 paycheck. So I'm constantly pounding them in their head. And I'm happy that the oldest, so my oldest daughter want to be an accountant. My oldest stepdaughter want to be a cosmetic dentist. My son want to be a cosmetic dentist, and my youngest stepdaughter want to be an architect. My youngest is 5, but she been saying since she was 3 she want to be a doctor, which I'm happy about, because those are great careers that's gonna make them a lot of money. $450 ain't gonna get you nowhere in this world. Nowhere. It won't even get your truck towed, as y'all can see. But look, y'all got my information. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. So, if y'all, like I say, my fiance business, Rico, what's happening, man? My fiance business is her business. So you will have to talk to her about her business. I let her keep her business at work. And if I go to her office and talk to her about something, I need her to do some paperwork for me or something, cool, but it's confidential. She had that business before we met, and if we ever, once we get married, if we ever get a divorce, she's still gonna have a business, right? Hold on. All right, she's still gonna have her business, right? So she got, so the Regis Bank Tower was downtown. She got her office downtown in the Regis Bank building. All right, work is work, home is home. So this is the deal. If y'all doing business with her, uh, hey, I don't know nothing about her business, so a lot of people hit me up, like homeboys I know. Those my homeboys before me and her even started dating. And then once they found out we was dating, they'll hit me up and be like, man, where your girl that I've been trying to get in touch with her? Man, I need this business plan wrote up, or I need help with this business loan, or I need these business taxes done, or whatever the case may be, right? Bro, I don't know nothing about her business. I don't want to get in it. Don't ask me about that. Her consultations is free. Say World, what's happening with it? Her consultations is free. So you can do a consultation with her. You can see what services she got to offer, and she can help you with that. Like I say, she do business taxes, she do bookkeeping, she do business plans, she do pretty much everything. Yeah, she do everything. Like literally, she do all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hit her up. Like I say, Royal Holdings Group, or Royale. You can look her up. You can look all her stuff up. You can check her reviews. You can look all her stuff up, all her information. Yeah, I'm with land stuff for now, but they probably finna get cut off after this week. Oh, so yeah, I left this part out. That's let me fast forward this, right? So I'm glad you brought it up. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for bringing it up. All right, they changed management again. They got somebody in the hip hop division, right? Platform division. So I've been calling them for 3 weeks. I've been hitting them up, emailing them about a trailer, right? So Landstar have so many people coming in, they don't have enough trailers for people, and you will be on the waiting list sometimes, right? So I hit them up and told them what the deal is. I released the trailer that I had because I was paying $50 a day for storage and still having to pay for the trailer rental and the insurance on the trailer. So I've been trying to get a trailer for 3 weeks. I hadn't been able to get a trailer. I hit them up today, and I'm talking to the guy, and I even got in touch with his supervisor. I'm like, bro, I need a trailer. I've been down since January. I said, I lied to him, told him my truck been out the shop for 3 weeks. But I'm like, bro, I've been out the shop for 3 weeks. My expenses keep adding up. I need a trailer, right? Still in PA? Yeah, that trailer over with. I'm done with that trailer, Rico. And I'm going to hit you up after this video, too, and tell you I'm about to be done with Landstar. So, the dude tell me today, he like, hey, man, everybody else is on the waiting list, too. I said, bro, I've been with Landstar since 2018. Well, it's not a seniority thing. It's first come, first serve. I said, I've been on the list for a trailer, so I should have a trailer. So we kind of going back and forth. I was like, you know what? All right, cool. He's like, well, I can't tell you it's going to be less than a month before you get a trailer. Maybe longer than that. We getting some new trailers in, and we got trailers in the shop, but it may be a month or longer. I said, so I just got to be parked sitting, waiting on y'all, right? Y'all the whole $20 billion company, and I got to wait on the trailer to whenever y'all ready. All right, cool. So I got to go meet with a guy tomorrow, and I'm probably finna move my truck over to the oil field and start running sandboxes for now until I build my money back up. And then I'm finna switch over and start running tankers. Yeah. So after all this money I spent, I can't even get back up and running because I'm dealing with a bunch of BS. So yeah, like I say, Landstar has been good to me. I mean, for the most part, I like the company, but they stretch too thin. They are completely stretched too thin, and they just don't have enough people to help everybody, because I think they got 10 or 11,000 drivers on ops, and they don't have enough people working to help everybody out. And you know, sometimes you just got to keep calling people, and man, I've been down too long not making money and been putting out the type of money I've been putting out and not making money for months and months and months. I had made a penny. I ain't made no money. But yet you want me to sit around for another month or longer until you get a trailer for me. Now I'm digging myself deeper and deeper out of the hole. And if I have definitely time to move on. And if I have a breakdown in the process, I'm screwed because I done blew through everything I had. Nah, it's time to go. So farewell to him. But I gotta meet with somebody tomorrow, move my truck over to the oil field, and just see how that go. I'm gonna run sandboxes for now, and then when I get my money back right, I'm swapping over the tankers. So, man, that's my plan for now. That's my update. Like I say, send me an email. It's InfoNewsMario, INFONEWSMARIO at yahoo.com. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Rico, I'm finna hit you up right now. So, yeah, if y'all need information about banks to go with for a line of credit, because everybody need a line of credit with their business. Everybody need company credit cards, right? Best time to do everything, credit cards and line of credit, is when your company doing good. Do not, 100% do not wait till your company start doing bad before you apply for line of credits and credit cards. Do not wait. Do not wait. If you don't listen to nothing else I say, do not wait till your company start doing bad to get lines of credits and credit cards. You always want to do this when your company is doing really, really good. So the credit limit, the money on your credit card, the money on your line of credit, it can just sit in your account until something bad happens and you can use it then. Or you can just use that primary and keep your money. However you want to do it, it's available. You do not want to wait till stuff start going bad and then applying for this stuff. Because that's what happened to me. And it took them a month to approve me while I still had stuff I had to pay for in this month. So my account just kept going. And I almost lost everything that I built over an 8-year period. I almost lost every freaking thing. And then the thing that frustrated me the most about all of it wasn't even actually the physical things of what I built. It was the relationships, like building up business credit, the relationships I had with the dealerships, and just paydex score and all this stuff that I done built over time. That's what I was most frustrated with losing. It wasn't even losing the business. Like, I done built 2 businesses up, 2 trucking companies. So that's like second nature to me. It's no big deal. If I lose everything today, I'm not frustrated about losing the business. I'm frustrated about losing all the relationships and all the other stuff that's attached to the business that I built. But building a trucking company for me is easy. It's just like putting on my clothes. It's nothing to me. But like I say, hit me up, man. Y'all be easy, man. Peace. Damn, how you log out?